Good morning. How are you all? It's a little chilly this morning. You might want to throw some shirt sleeves on. I don't know. Depends on your preference. Hey, this morning I was going to talk about any number of things. First things first, you see we swapped from straw to felt. Look cool, so. But I guess I could talk this morning about the debates last night, but nothing I could say would be funnier than what y'all said. To me, it's like two rich kids fighting over a box of Legos. What we really need is for somebody with intestinal fortitude and courage to walk in and say, "You and your hair, you sit right here. You and your ego, ma'am, you sit right here. And this is the way we're going to do it." But I don't know. I don't guess there's anybody that can stand up to them right now. So I'll just pray for the country and hope one of them can get it right. What I thought about today, this morning, have y'all ever woken up from a dream and just sat for a second and tried to figure out where the different parts of the dream come from? They say that you pull bits and pieces of your daily life. You know, maybe it's not all from today. Maybe some of it was from yesterday or the day before, whatever. You just pull bits and pieces and they come together as memories in your head, and they just somehow Steven Spielberg their way into a dream. And I've done it before, but I did it this morning, and I thought, well, that might be fun to talk about, to get people to take 2 or 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever and sit down and put their dreams together and figure out where the bits and pieces of their dream came from. And, just, if nothing else, they're not thinking about work, they're not thinking about bills, they're not thinking about this, and this. They're just thinking about their dream. Now, if it was a bad dream, let's don't do this, because you may not want to remember that. But my dream last night, it started, we were somewhere down south. Now, I don't know if it was Florida or Louisiana or wherever. I don't know. But there were swamps involved. And I had watched yesterday morning, I'd watched a video of a guy, wakeboarding, I think's what it's called, where you use the one short, wide board instead of skis. But he was wakeboarding this little ditch canal thing in Florida behind a guy that was pulling him with a horse. Good looking horse. I don't know. They were running. He was. So I assume that's where the swamp part of the story comes from. I didn't watch Swamp People or anything last night, so I assume that's where that came from. But we were having a church devotional, I guess, of sorts. There was a guy speaking to us. I remember it was a guy, but I don't have any details on him. But he was holding up these giant fishing lures. So I can only imagine that the topic of discussion or the class forum was about being fishers of men. That's shot in the dark, but it's a good way to be. So, he was holding up these giant fishing lures, and we were in a stadium type seating, amphitheater style. I'd watched God's Not Dead, fantastic movie. Yeah, if you haven't watched it, I've seen it a couple times, but I watched it last night when I got home from work. Again, it was on. Great movie. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Yeah, if you're an atheist or whatever, you don't believe in God, it's got Kevin Sorbo in it, which to my generation is Hercules. So But great movie. Well, but in the movie there's a college discussion about the presence of God, and they are seated in amphitheater style seating. So I imagine that's where that visual came from. But behind me, Gabe Weisner was sitting behind me, but he had longer hair. Like Connor Weisner did have. Gabe never really had the longer hair, but he had, for what, I don't know how I got the two. But he had this giant fishing lure. And I know why he was in it, because he's on a trip to Mexico with his group from Good Pasture, his kids from Good Pasture. So he's been kind of on my heart and in my prayers. So, if you would, say a little prayer for Gabe Weisner. Good boy, great boy. He's the same age as Dakota, or right around the same age as Dakota. So I love that kid. Love his mom and daddy and his brother and his granny and granddaddies, and they're just all around wonderful people. But that's why I say I know why he was in there. Let's see, where did we go from there? Oh yeah, Icky and Icky took me to this house in the swamps. Still in the driveway. I'm waiting on Shallow, and I think I just saw somebody walk by the truck. I hope it's not a clown, because I don't want y'all to see a murder on this video. But anyway, maybe it's just my imagination. Because she's still in the bathroom. I see the light on. But it took me to this house in the swamp. And we were going to look at something. I don't know. But we got in there, and like the whole house was built on the swamps. And it had this rickety, wobbly walkway that was through the middle of the house. And there was these floating. I know I saw something. Maybe I saw me. That's what it was. I saw me. Oh, that scared me. Y'all quit laughing. That's not funny. That really scared me. But it was my shadow. So, okay. The rickety swamps, and that was funny. I'm sorry. Oh, that was really funny. Y'all are going to crack up at that now. So, I might as well finish it right now, because y'all should have seen a fat guy jump. Oh, it was hilarious. Yeah, that really scared me, though. I don't know what I thought was going to get me, but anyway. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Oh, golly. I'm rather embarrassed right now. Probably should cut this out, but I'm not going to, because everybody needs a good laugh. So, and I don't know what we were looking at there, but it was these green artificial turf things. And they were floating on these floats. I don't know. They were just floating. But the whole house was on. It was like a walkway over water. I don't know. I don't understand any of that. None of the rest of it made sense. I met the guy's wife, and they had a kid, and the back half of their house was solid. It wasn't like squishy with water and all that, but. And then I woke up, got in the shower. But it's just, to me, just fun to take your dreams and kind of piece them together. Okay, I got the amphitheater seating. I got that from the movie. Gabe's in Mexico, and he's on my heart. He's in my mind. So he was in there. My wife was in there. Of course, she's with me every day. She was sitting beside me, and the fishers of men, the fishing. Jacob Brown posted a picture of rainbow bass on Facebook yesterday, and was telling me that in southern Florida, Miami area, they've brought in some and transplanted them. So maybe that's where the fishing came from. I commented on. It was a beautiful fish, but so maybe that's where that came from. But just, yeah, if you can this morning, maybe tomorrow morning, the next day, whenever you get an opportunity. I know life is busy, but just maybe sit down, take your dreams. If you remember them, I don't remember all mine, but just kind of piece together, I took this from here, and this happened, and this, and this, that, and this, and this, and this. And if you piece it together, it's fun. It might, it's interesting, if nonetheless. And it might help you remember certain aspects of your day that were really enjoyable. I'm hoping I don't remember getting scared by my own stinking shadow anymore, but I'm sure y'all will be glad to remind me. But anyway, it was an interesting, this is a little different video. I didn't mean for it to be humorous, but apparently it was. So anyway, I love you all. Have a great, great Tuesday. Make it great. Tuesdays, nothing's exciting about Tuesday. Make your Tuesday exciting today. Enjoy it. Have fun. Smile. Love everybody. Love everybody. But anyway, I love y'all. Keep smiling.